Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, April 26th. Welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show, presented as always by Compliment, lovecompliment.com. Best plant-based supplements, lifestyle enhancers. How about that for a 50-cent phrase, Doug? I don't know if 50-cent phrase is even the phrase you say for that. But anyway, Bianca suggested that Doug start writing new ad copy for each episode, and I read it during the opening minutes. While people filter in, since it sort of, I guess, could be missed without too much loss. Okay, there's Doug. How's it going?
Hey Matt, my lifestyle is very enhanced at the moment, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good word, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. It is good. I'm going to write that one down. Took my complement essential this morning. Had some daily greens and electrolyte mix, so I am fully enhanced.
Yeah, good. That's what it's for. That's exactly what it's for. Good. You actually had those things for real, right?
I did. Those are for real. Yeah. I have a little. I do like a half serving of daily greens and a half serving of hydrate, which is the electrolyte drink, just about every morning. And it's just a really nice, like, little rehydration, pick me up or get me going in the morning.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a great idea, especially the greens. I think if you have a little serving of greens in the morning, even if it's minuscule, the actual impact of a small half serving like that, but just sort of gets you in the mindset of eating greens, and I think that's good.
Definitely,
that's a good thing. Good. Well, I am on day 4 of my prolon fast, and I'm surprised that it just hasn't gotten really hard yet. I've done it 3 times. This is the 3rd time, and each time it has gotten easier. But there's never been a time when I didn't have some sort of serious trouble with words on day 3 or 4. So anyway, we'll see how day 4 goes today. Tomorrow's the last day. But it really feels like it's been pretty easy so far.
Yeah. Any hurdles, any challenges at night or anything?
Not really any. No, it's really, I mean, in the afternoons, I get a little hungry sometimes, but because I've been not eating anything till like 1 o'clock this time. And it's so different from the first time I did it when I would probably start at like 10. So it's just a much, much shorter window. And I don't know. I realized last night in bed, I'm not hungry at nighttime, even though it'd been 3 or 4 hours since I'd eaten. I'm used to that, like eating dinner and then just not being hungry, even if it's not a big dinner. So it's like around bedtime, before or after, I'm fine. It's really just that like afternoon stretch when I need a lot of food.
How is your sleep impacted?
Erin's is always way better, and her Oura Ring has always proven that. Mine is not better. I like just sort of toss and turn a lot more. I think my heart rate gets lower, my breathing rate slows. So you can see some stuff is happening in your body, but it definitely doesn't like improve the overall sleep quality.
Interesting.
Me.
Yeah. One side effect that I've noticed about not drinking is that I'm like in the evenings, I'm drawn towards like a bowl of cereal or something that kind of, even if I have an A beer or a tea or something like that, I've been leaning into the teas this week. I don't know, for some reason I'm just like, I just want a little something more in my body, and I don't know what it is, if it's trying to replace the calories I would have gotten from beer, or if it's just a mindset thing or what, I don't know. But that's kind of a negative side effect that I wish I wasn't having.
Right. That's interesting. I wonder the same. Is it a mindset thing, or is your body missing that extra thing? Are you going to continue? What's going to happen after this challenge is done? It ends Sunday will be the last day of non-drinking, right?
Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know yet. Let's talk about it on Friday, because I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Because I could see, if it went longer, you'd have more chance to see if that habit kind of changed. But who knows?
I'm definitely gonna try to stick to something different than like just nothing at all. But I haven't quite figured out exactly what that's gonna be yet.
Yeah, makes sense. Good. Okay. Well, last night I went to the Charlotte FC game, as I said I would.
Oh yeah.
They won 4-1. That was a fun time. Beer and food were served. I just sort of just ignored it, which was not that easy. My daughter got vegan Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots has some vegan flavors.
I did not know that. Yeah, that's cool.
Any of the flavors that have ice after them, I think, according to our Google search, and according to the person there. If they say ice, like rainbow ice or something, then they're dairy free.
I had no idea. Well, that's cool.
I know. I always liked Dippin' Dots. I thought that was a superior ice cream.
I always despised Dippin' Dots.
Really?
I thought it was just overpriced, worse ice cream.
That's so funny. Yeah, I didn't. I thought that technology, keeping those little balls distinct,
Uh-huh.
it was a nice textural add, and I thought it always tasted good too. But I mean, I was in high school or middle school, so who knows
Yeah. I mean,
what
I
I
don't
would
know.
think now.
It's more air, right? It's less surface area of actual ice cream,
Yeah,
and
true.
it's always more expensive. I don't know. Not a Dippin' Dots fan, but kids. I mean, are super drawn to it for whatever reason. I guess because it's different. But
Yeah, right.
so I'm happy to know that there's a vegan flavor. I support
Yeah,
that.
right. All right, good. So I thought there was something else. Oh yeah, stayed after, got autographs. It was kind of cool, but otherwise, not too much going on. No dinners or anything to report from me since I'm on this fast. But what about you? Anything? Any new? Anything good?
We had leftovers last night. That same cauliflower stir fry
Mm-hmm.
thing from the
Mm-hmm.
night before. So nothing exciting there. No,
Okay.
not really.
All
Nothing
right.
nothing huge. I saw you were blowing up the Discord today.
Yes, got in there, responded to a bunch of people who I just had not responded to, and just responded to things that I saw that I thought were good. I saw the book club is happening. People are reading
Yeah.
Outlive as the first one, the Peter Attia book that I'm also reading, which by the way is so heavy on the fitness recommendations. It's like he just thinks fitness is the best thing you can possibly do for any kind of aging. VO2 max training, zone 2 training, weight training, specifically focus on your grip.
VO2 max training. So I mean that's like some intense training. It's not just
Yeah,
movement.
right. It's serious. And it's like I think
Huh.
he says 45-minute sessions a week of zone 2 training, which for those who don't know is like very the comfortably
Mm-hmm.
it's conversational pace basically running. And then 1 to 2 sessions of like, 4 minutes all out effort followed by 4 minutes rest, repeated 4 or 6 times. Uh
Whoa.
I mean, all out effort meaning all out for as long as you can sustain what you can do for 4 minutes, right? Not like
Uh-huh.
a full out sprint. That and then there's the weight training, and then
On
there's
top
this
of that?
yeah, and then balance stability work.
So
Uh,
that's like 7 workouts a week.
it's more than that.
4 zone 2,
Yeah, it's 5 to 6
2.
of like the aerobic, well, yeah, zone 2, the running type stuff,
Uh-huh.
the cardio, and then he didn't say how many weight training, but I'm guessing it's 2 to 3. So, and then he says an hour long like stability session he does with other stuff. So like it's
Whoa.
serious, but I mean, there's lots of data apparently showing that all these like muscle mass, grip strength, VO2 max specifically, they're all linked to longer life and longer health span. Uh, and I said this before, but the message he keeps repeating is that like people say they want to do stuff when they're 80 or 70, like do these activities, and they're sort of the same activities they're doing now. And his point is like, if you want to be like doing the same thing you're doing now, you need to be drastically increasing your level of at those things now, uh, because it's gonna there just is this effect of pull basically that you that's what aging does, right? I think people imagine themselves they just keep doing their thing and then you'll never kind of lose it, but it becomes harder and harder. So he says you have to get in elite shape now with all these things. So I mean, in many ways, overwhelming. But
Yeah, that's like
it's been
I don't know,
eye
that's
opening
super
to read
discouraging and
that
kind of goes
that
against a
much
lot
good
of
stuff
this.
about how important fitness is.
That's like discouraging and
Oh,
almost goes
I
against.
lost your audio, Doug.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
I
Hello?
know what happened. You there, Doug?
Yeah, can you hear
Okay. Yeah, somehow my voice triggered the Siri in my Mac,
me?
and I think it was recording my audio and it wasn't letting me hear any audio from you. So I didn't hear what you said.
So that sounds pretty intense. I mean, that sounds almost counter to everything that we've been like talking about with the sustainable approach to fitness that we had a big No Meat Athlete Radio episode on recently, and a lot of the articles that we've been reading around like just kind of integrated movement and stuff like that. I mean, that's to get into elite shape, to get into kind of your prime, and always be
Yeah,
trying to push that. That feels pretty intense, and honestly, like you said, a little overwhelming.
yeah. I always have this problem when doctors prescribe things because I think so many doctors don't really think about what will the patients actually do. And I'm sure there are many doctors who are exceptions to this, but when I read
Mhm.
books written by doctors, MDs, so often it's like, here's what the ideal is, and that's what you should do. Um, when what happens is so many people just don't do it because it's too much. So instead, I think there should be bigger focus on how do you adopt the habit, and also kind of saying like, this is ideal, yes, but here's 80% of that, or how you get 80% of those results with half the effort, something like that. So yeah, it is you're right. You'd think just kind of being active into old age is good, but apparently not enough. The data would say not really enough.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Keep us posted as you learn more.
I will. And get in the Discord if you're listening, nomadeathlete.com/Discord. You can get in the book club that is forming around that'll be the first book.
And Marie says she's still 6 weeks out, third line at the library. Hope to get it sooner.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long ways out. All right. So we didn't talk about any people here yet. Scott Mulholland said, "Good morning." Good morning, Scott. Anne Marie says, people saying days 3 and 4 of Proline are the worst. Yep, that is true in my experience. Aisha also did not like the Dippin' Dots, and I think everything else gets too detailed for reading here. Yeah, so that's that. Good. Okay. Anything else though? We continue to improve the YouTube channel. If you go over to that, if you're on Instagram, you should go to that. youtube.com/nomadeathlete. Lots of things are better there, and it just keeps getting nicer looking. So please go over there and like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna announce it here to help hold us accountable. We're investing a lot more into this YouTube channel. I think I mentioned that yesterday. So be sure to like and or subscribe and like the videos and do the notification bell. We have a whole plan of action with multiple team members around different reels and shorts and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be kind of dripping some of that out over the course of the next few weeks and into the summer. And if you are on Instagram or haven't seen our reel from yesterday about Pizza Hut, be sure to go and like that, because if you like it and share it and comment on it and do all those things, then that will encourage our team and us to keep those coming. So that's my pitch.
Good. Yes, please do that. youtube.com/nomadeathlete, which is now called Plant-Based Morning Show when you get over there. It's a No Meat Athlete tag or whatever URL still, but that. Aisha, I guess there was a discussion yesterday. I didn't see this. She's retracting something and says that Precision Nutrition, her certification text there says it would take 50 gallons or 50 liters of water to dilute gastric juices while eating. So I don't know what the discussion was. I don't know when that was, but that's actually news to me, because I've always heard that thing that if you drink while eating, supposedly it's you make digestion harder for yourself because you're diluting your digestion. And she's saying here, the truth is it takes 50 liters of water. It would take 50 liters of water to dilute. So having a glass or two does nothing. Anyway, totally unrelated, but fun fact.
I appreciate the retractions in the comments. This is good.
yeah, me too. All right, let's then jump in. We got a bunch of weather report stuff today that I think is fairly interesting. So we will jump in now. First one, the British Olympic team. This is from Plant-Based News, who's a British site. The British Olympic team, also called Team GB, I didn't know that, has partnered with the Bird's Eye, which is Bird's Eye Foods. I think everyone knows that brand. Well, maybe. Their vegan brand, Green Cuisine. This is the second time they've done this, the second Olympics that they've done this for, and they're going to do educational stuff for kids. It's called Get Set to Go Green. They're going to educate children, parents, and teachers on how easy, tasty, and nutritious it can be to incorporate plant-based options into everyday meals. So it's just, I don't know, like, which Olympians is it only the plant-based Olympians who are doing this, or is the whole team going to do this? Maybe they're all kind of in favor of, quote, plant-based things, even if not vegan. But I think that kind of stuff is always good. So I'm glad to hear that.
Definitely.
All right. This one, we talked a few weeks ago, or no, maybe early this week, about how what's the mayor's name, Doug?
Matt, you're hitting the I can see the words are just not coming out.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Mayor Eric Adams of New York City.
Okay, yeah. So he had said that they're kind of stepping up their goals, and I think 33% reduction in emissions by 2025 or something like that. Well, apparently people have taken that, run with it, turned it into the story that NYC mayor said he will start banning meat and dairy products. That was the title of a Rumble video. Which I don't know. Is Rumble like YouTube where anyone can go put that up, or is Rumble like a?
I don't know. I clicked over to it. It looks more like a what do you call oh, now I'm forgetting the words. What's the site where you like upvote stuff and downvote stuff?
Reddit.
Reddit. It looked more like a Reddit. I'd never
Yeah.
heard of Rumble
I
before.
think it's a conservative kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it might be the conservative response to YouTube. I don't really know.
Okay.
But okay, so it is just anyone can go put that up. So it's not like a news site said
No,
this.
but it had a
Um,
bunch of shares. So I went over
right.
to it, and it had a bunch of shares and a bunch of likes, and then it also circulated on TikTok and Facebook, and then Fox News. And this is like real Fox News, not like a local Fox News. National Fox News picked up a segment that featured a reporter asking New Yorkers what they think about the purported
Yeah.
ban. And I watched the feature, and I just about broke my computer screen. It was so infuriating, the amount of misinformation, kind of stretching of the truth that was happening there, and just like poking fun at the hospital thing. It was like the direct quote was, "They're taking away your protein. You go in for surgery and they're taking away your protein and replacing it with a salad." And I'm like, "What? What
Yeah.
are you talking about? Like, come on."
Yeah.
And
That's a bummer.
it's just it's this culture war stuff that is just so crazy, and it's all over all news media, just to get people fired up. And I don't know. Anyway, it got me fired up for sure.
Yeah, right. I can see. Yeah, I mean it is a bummer. I hate when that happens with plant-based stuff, that it gets turns into this is a salad and there's no protein. Uh and also don't forget, remember it was an option at the hospitals. It's not taking away.
Right,
It's the
exactly.
default option. We
Yep.
we had a discussion separately about the schools, and I was saying I don't really think Mondays and Fridays should be required vegan vegetarian days. I thought that'd be kind of a lot, kind of heavy-handed from the state to say that, or the city. It turns out they actually do offer options. I went to their website and because they mentioned it here. Um, the plant powered Fridays, although they are plant powered, uh, it's just that they are featuring the main menu option that day is a plant based meal. You can choose to get something else, a meat meal, and its milk is always available. Uh, so anyway,
See,
just
I think that is awesome. I think that is perfect.
I thought you wanted it to be like
I
communist
mean,
state where,
I do.
like
Well, okay. Perfect is not the right word. I would be fine for them to be completely meat free on Mondays and Fridays or whatever they want to do.
mhm.
But I don't know. I just like, I think that that's the approach, similar to what they're doing with the hospitals and schools. Just have like normalize having the main dish be a plant-based dish or a meat-free dish. And you can maybe choose other stuff if you're not into that. Just like you can always choose different options at the cafeteria at school if you're not into whatever they're serving that day. But the main dish can be this like healthy alternative, and get people to try new foods and get people to, I don't know, eat a healthier option they probably wouldn't have otherwise. And then maybe they'll still offer the pizza next time, and that's fine. But
Mhm.
to have that available, I think is a huge win. I think that's great.
There's a book called Nudge about that idea. I think it's called Libertarian Paternalism, is the way they describe it, where you make the default what is deemed to be the best option for people, but you always let
Mhm.
them opt out of it. Like with how much to contribute to a retirement plan, for example, rather than
Mm.
having nothing be the default, they have something be the default, and the person would have to go make the effort to make that not be the thing. Um, anyway, I do think some of that science was sort of debunked a little bit. It was sort of they misinterpreted some things when they concluded all those things. But anyway, interesting book, Nudge.
I mean, there definitely has to be some sort of like if everyone else just if you're a friend, there's like a level of peer pressure if they're kind of getting the healthier option, or like if you have a healthy option and a non-healthy option, and both are somewhat satisfying, right? Like if it was just like a plain salad versus a pizza, then the pizza would outweigh the salad for most people. But like if it was a vegan lasagna and a burger or something like that, like the lasagna is probably pretty good, and so to choose the unhealthy option if the default is the healthy option,
Right.
like you kind of have to overcome this like little bit of self pressure in your head of like, oh no, I should probably have the healthier option. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm sure
Yeah.
that that's real to some
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. And apparently also they do have plant-based options during the rest of the week too. So you can get plant-based stuff. It's just
Mm.
featured on Fridays, and I guess now they're adding Mondays. All right, enough of that. This one I found. This is from April 6th. It's not new. It must have been maybe during spring break or something for us. But it's related to yesterday. Data published by Germany's Federal Information Center for Agriculture revealed that the per capita meat consumption fell to around 50 kilograms per person. That's nearly a 10% drop compared to 2021, but it's lower than any point since the calculations began in 1989. So they're calling this an all-time low in German meat consumption, which is a pretty significant thing. Germany thought of meat-loving country. We talked yesterday about how this stuff seems to be taking hold, and the plant-based sales there are also up, as we said yesterday, in Europe in general. So yeah, I mean, it seems to be really people are replacing meat with the plant-based meats in Europe much more than they are here. So I guess that's a good thing for sure. Next up, attendees at the Vegan Women's Summit 2023 will have the opportunity to try cell-based beef. It's going to be featured. This is in New York City. A lot of New York City news today, and one more still to come. It's going to be on May 18th to 20th, and they're going to have Wagyu beef from Ohio Valley, Ohio, Ohio Valley, on the second day. Yeah, they're also going to have other stuff, other women-led alternative protein companies with, the more typical mycelium chicken breast and next generation plant-based oysters, eggs, sashimi. That's kind of boring compared to cultivated meat. So
is it fully vegan, I guess?
Well, that's kind of what no, it's not, right? It's certainly not vegan. It's cell-based, animal-based, and it comes from an animal.
Well, does it, okay. Interesting. Interesting they would have it at the Vegan Women's Summit.
Right. And the conclusion I am drawing, and as I saw this, I wanted to talk about this. It seems like it has already jumped over the little hurdle that said yeah, this isn't vegan, because everyone, vegan or not, is willing to try this. I know certain people are opposed to it for a lot of reasons, but the one that says this isn't vegan, so I'm not eating it, or maybe not that I'm not eating it, because certainly some people who are vegan won't want to eat it. And for that reason, that it came from an animal cells were used to begin this process. But it seems like, I don't know, from what I can tell, celebrities and the Vegan Women's Summit organizations, right? They're not afraid to put this on the menu or say they had it for fear of being criticized that it's not vegan. So it's interesting. I thought that was going to be a big hurdle, and it just seems like people are just ignoring that. Which I think is good. I mean, the level of cruelty involved is essentially nothing. That I think it's a good thing. That it just, we shouldn't let that hold us back for the amount of good that can happen from it.
Definitely. It still feels a little out of place to be at a vegan summit, in my opinion, versus like a climate summit or something like that. But but I mean, I'll be really interested to hear how it goes. If a lot of people are interested in it and taking it and trying it, or if they're not, I don't know. I'd be really interested to hear how this goes. Isn't Rachel Dahm going to this summit?
Oh, she might be. She did say something about a summit. And I don't know if it was this one, but
it was
perhaps.
A woman's summit. It was a woman's.
And she was going to report
summit
back about it. So that would be great to hear how that is as well, if she's willing to try it. Yeah, we'll have to follow up with her about that. Wonder how we can get a ticket to this. Doug, think it's only women can come? That seems like an unfair thing to do. This might be our best opportunity to try the cultivated meat.
I don't know. We should try it. We should go.
We should go.
I mean, it just features women, right? I mean, it's not
I don't know.
Exclusive to women. Maybe. I have no idea.
I don't know either. But I wouldn't mind getting a taste of that cell-based beef. See what it's like. All right, finally, last New York City news from the day. And that Vegan Women's Conference is in New York City, by the way. Okay, this one's from a Discord user. I had seen it a couple days ago and didn't add it in, but they wanted me to, so I'm putting it in. Lewis Hamilton, Doug, your favorite Formula One racer. He's he's an investor in this vegan fast food chain. I guess he's a co-founder. Neat Burger. Leonardo DiCaprio also involved. I don't know if he's another co-founder or just an investor. But they've opened their first ever permanent U.S. location in New York City. Opened earlier this month, and they're doing all American classics, which I guess is interesting, or a departure from the normal menu because they're not an American chain. So they still have their signature sandwiches, but now they have hot dogs, tater tots, stack burgers, chicken sandwiches, and more. For traditionalists, maybe this is the old menu. Grilled cheese with a Z and patty melt are available, and you can all be washed down. It can all be washed down with a fully loaded vegan shake. So what would you rather have? The cultivated meat from Vegan Women's Summit or a nice meal from Neat Burger? Fries, burger, loaded vegan shake.
I mean, every day or once. I mean, of course, I'd rather have an opportunity to try the cultivated meat, but
Okay, I never did.
I would be stoked to hit up Meat Burger, support my main man, Mister Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, is he a sir? He's
He's
been
a
knighted.
sir. He was. Um, but also, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This sounds great. What I thought was funny as I was reading this, the all American classics such as hot dogs, tater tots, stacked burgers. So not just one, but you got to stack them, and chicken sandwiches. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's right. That sounds about right. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, right.
Like
All
all
right.
the things that you don't want, with the exception of maybe a hot dog and a chicken sandwich. You're
How do
into
you hot
those.
dog?
But the tater tots.
How do you need a stack burger?
You need a stack burger? I thought you were kind of
I,
like a
I don't know
simple,
when
like,
I don't know when the last time I had a stacked burger was.
same.
You know what? They used to serve double cheeseburgers in my elementary school. I remember, or maybe it was middle
Double
school.
cheeseburgers?
That was often the menu day. It would be double cheeseburger. And you get two of them on there. It was stupid. A chicken sandwich, I'd be on to that. I like a chick apostrophe
Mhm.
N sandwich for sure. And I'm sure they have some good fries there. They didn't mention fries, but I'm sure they have fries,
Yeah.
which
Well,
we all know.
I hope this is successful, and then I hope it grows. Hope it becomes a big chain.
Yeah, yeah, good. Me too. We will see.
Aisha says, so much great food quote culture in America.
It is horrible. I mean, there's a whole American food dining scene, right? New American that
Yeah,
not just these things.
sure.
But I don't know what it is. If it's not all that, I would have no idea what American food is other than those things.
Well, there's regional foods. I mean, right? I mean, there's like all of your kind of like Southern food.
Yep.
You know, you have your Northeastern seafood, especially.
Those are the first two that I thought of as well. Can you give me one more? Or is
You
that
got
all?
your
New Orleans food?
well, that's Southern food. I mean,
No, that's different.
well,
Cajun,
right?
Creole.
Yeah. You got your barbecue.
That's Southern food.
Well, that's regional. I mean, I guess it is Southern, but it's different in different regions.
Yeah. Yeah, these are American foods. You're right.
You got, I mean, Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is an American cuisine, right?
Yep. California, healthy, whatever that California food is.
Yeah. I mean, in California, you got your celebrity meals, right? Like your celebrity shakes and stuff. Like that's American.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I don't know. There's some stuff, right?
Yeah, you're right. There is some stuff. It's not very good for you.
Then we got another comment on our matching outfits.
Yeah, Scott and Jessica was mentioned our blue outfits today. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, different regional pizzas. Yep. Kate says, River Cat says
What are the
that.
different regional pizzas?
Like Chicago style, you got your New York
New
style,
York.
you got your
One more. Give me one more than those two.
What is like Boston style is like what's it called?
Yeah, good old Boston style pizza. I can't believe you can't come up with it. What?
What? You got your Pizza Hut style.
I think California pizzas are the ones that are grilled, right? Like if they're grilled, that's a California
square
style.
pizza. Oh yeah, your Detroit style is like thick, right?
Yeah, and in Pennsylvania, there's a weird kind of pizza. I don't know what it's called, but it's always in squares. They call it cuts.
Square pizza in the Midwest.
Okay, there are different kinds of pizzas. Yep.
I mean, come on, man. America's got the best, best food culture.
You're right. Best everything. That's what we
best
have
of
in
everything.
America.
I mean, you got all your different style of potatoes. Like no one does potatoes like we do potatoes.
Is that right? I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think people. I don't know. I'm just joking.
All right, good. On to more serious matters. A couple little things to discuss today. Let's do melatonin first. This is sort of a breaking thing, really, I guess. A new study came out yesterday. It's in the New York Times. Studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. New York Times wrote up about that. They found that 22 of the 25 melatonin products tested by researchers had inaccurate labels, and almost always they lowballed the amount. One of them had 347% of the stated amount. This is not news to people who have watched Dr. Greger's stuff on nutritionfacts.org. He's been talking about this for quite a while, that it's just totally unreliable, the amounts you get in those things, and many times it's more. I think he talked about something that was like 50 times the amount, 5,000%, the actual amount. So and it's potentially dangerous. It's not a harmless thing. I know people call it drug free because I guess it's a hormone. And so it's considered drug free, therefore not regulated at all, because it in the EU, UK, and Canada and elsewhere, melatonin requires a prescription. So it doesn't in the US. You would think if it did, then probably this regulation would be stricter and this kind of variation wouldn't exist. But there are some dangers in melatonin. Or I should say there are dangers for kids. People know that. They say it could mess with puberty because it's a hormone. And 4,000 kids hospitalized last year, 5 requiring medical ventilation, and 2 died. Oh, sorry, between 2012 and 2021. So much longer time than 1 year.
Still no.
Yeah, and some people just give kids melatonin every single night, like just like this is how you get them to go to sleep. You shouldn't do that. And I think the other thing about this, they don't say it here, but the long-term effect, the effect of long-term use of melatonin is unknown. It just has not been studied. It's new enough of a thing that they don't know what happens if you just keep taking this for years and years. So I don't know. We have very targeted melatonin use in my house, especially if we're flying to Europe, which is rare. We've done it 4 times as a family, maybe. That's a great time to use it. Helps you take it a few days ahead of time at the bedtime over there. You can start to adjust yourself. That's, I think, a good use. But it's not really a sleep aid. I mean, I guess it helps you go to sleep, but it does so in a way that really messes with your cycles, right? Because your body has its own melatonin cycle. So when you start giving it different ones, I think you really can mess up your future sleep. But anyway, I'm much more cautious about melatonin than I used to be.
We're not a melatonin household.
No?
No.
I think that's for the best. If you can stay away from it, you might as well stay away from it.
I don't think I've ever taken a melatonin supplement.
Oh, no?
Maybe like ahead of travel and stuff, like you said, it'd be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost the only use I can think of. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel, to me, like you're hungover the next day. If you have,
too much.
Even like the normal amount. Sometimes I just feel like by next, I'm like, and I get so mad that the next day, like, because it's terrible to be hungover, right? It's like you hate that morning or that day. And you just feel like you're wasting your time because you don't feel good. And with melatonin, it's like, it's unfair. All I did was take a melatonin pill and now I have to feel that way all morning. So,
I guess in all of our work with complement and kind of researching supplements and stuff. I mean, I know this is a hormone; it's a little different than a vitamin or a mineral, but I mean, I think that mislabeling on supplement bottles is a huge problem, and the non-testing or just kind of assumptions around what you're actually getting is a huge problem. And so it isn't a huge surprise to me, or a big surprise to me, that a melatonin would have this type of problem as well.
And when I buy illegal drugs, when I buy like cocaine, a lot of times they have all this other powder in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not. We need to regulate all these industries, I think. All right.
When was the last time you bought cocaine, Matt?
The big 80s. That's cocaine, wasn't it? When I was 9.
Yeah.
All right. On to our next one. Eat this, not that. Do we need to clarify that I don't actually buy cocaine? Is that important for you?
Oh no, I don't care what you say about your drug use.
Okay, I just thought you being associated with a public officer, being associated with someone who bought cocaine when he was 9.
No.
Okay.
But I'm not a doctor.
On to Eat This, Not That, which is where we can always depend on for good, in-depth, hard-hitting articles. This is the 8 healthiest frozen dinners at Trader Joe's. We didn't get there yesterday, but today we are. What's that?
I'm going to pull this one up on the YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, got some good imagery in this one. All right. So while you do that, I will begin. Actually, I would first check the comments. No, conversation about American food. Okay. Yeah, there's some. This made me think of bread. There's different breads in different regions too. Some.
Oh yeah, breads. That's a good idea. There was a comment here that I liked. Almost all the American regional dishes are based on food from other cultures, which is Aisha said that, or no, Rivercat said that, which is true, but that's kind of America, right?
Yeah, we have an excuse for that. I mean, that's what everybody's
Yeah.
Grandparents or great grandparents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have to have the tradition come from somewhere. I guess unless it's Native American food.
That's right.
Okay, which by the way is in the Blue Zone's American Kitchen book. They talk about really that's a great book for actual American food. That is specific examples of things, and most of the whole book's plant based. And Native American is one of the categories. Okay, moving on. Number 1, I've had this one before. Cauliflower gnocchi. Have you had this, Doug?
I have not. No, I love gnocchi though.
Yeah. Apparently, you don't love pronouncing it correctly.
Yolk. I don't know why it's not coming out right.
Gnocchi. Like
Gnocchi.
NY. Yeah. There you go. Gnocchi.
I love gnocchi.
Yeah, perfect. Yonky.
Yeah, get some of that gnocchi.
Yeah, so I mean, gnocchi's a kind of
Gnocchi.
gnocchi takes some work to make and to get it right. It just makes a mess of the kitchen. It's worth it when you do it.
When you make it yourself.
When you make it yourself, yeah.
I've never made it myself.
It's far better than what you get when you buy it. If I could find a good one that like really was really good gnocchi that you could just buy in the store and have, I would have that all the time. It's so good. But it's hard to do. They come out really chewy usually. Anyway, I've had this one and it actually was very good. Tasted good. It's frozen. I think you sear it in the pan to sort of reheat it instead of boiling it. It's not like a, normal one. It's good. It just has it has that cauliflower essence to it, which is okay. A little bit missing that, toothsome, stick to your ribs flavor that you just want. Like my concern yesterday when you said you had cauliflower rice, I was wondering about that. And you said no, it was not a problem. In this case, I'd say it's still a problem. But this is good. I would buy this again if I were in a Trader Joe's.
Nice.
All right, number 2, bean and rice burrito, Doug. They don't mention cheese here because, by the way, this is not a plant-based list. That gnocchi happens to be. I didn't say the ingredients, but there are only 5.
A lot of them happen to be.
Yeah, a lot of these happen to be. So bean and rice burrito. I don't know if that one has cheese. I don't see any mention of cheese, and probably there's a picture
of cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no reason to go into that one. Stir-fried garlicky cabbage, which sounds pretty good. I'm actually a big fan of. I don't get many frozen vegetables. We got some frozen kale the other day, and it just wasn't very good. It ended up tasting like the way frozen spinach
How'd you cook
does.
it?
I put it in the microwave with a little bit of water.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No.
The only thing frozen greens are good for is soups and a little bit of sometimes a sauce if they're just a hint of them, and then like smoothies and stuff.
And you think what if I stir fried that frozen kale instead of?
I think it will not be as good.
Just not going to
as
be good.
The regular. Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably a good rule of thumb. So you said soups and what? Smoothies?
Soup, smoothies, and sometimes sauces. If it's if they're just lightly in there. If not, they're
Right.
like if you're making a sauce where it's a lot of spinach in there or something like that, then frozen spinach is not going to be as good as the regular. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was hoping with this that we would have a way to eat more kale, basically, because we would eat so much more kale and collard greens if it wasn't a huge thing that takes up so much room in your refrigerator. It's not that hard to make. I don't mind that. It's just you can't buy 3 nights worth of it in one grocery trip because it just would take up the whole third of your refrigerator. So I just wish I had a better way to do this. I've tried the bagged kind where it's already chopped, and that's a little bit smaller, I think. And it's chopped in fairly large pieces compared to what this frozen stuff was. And that works, but I can't get those big large bags like that. You can't get those organic that I have found. And we saw that kale was near the top of the Dirty Dozen list now. So that's important. But I really, really love making sauteed greens. Like, it's just such a nice addition to any dish. It doesn't take that much effort. You just have to do it, and you have to have a way to do it. So I was thinking frozen greens might be the answer, but no, they were not. It tasted like frozen spinach, which is never too good.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not that. This is
yeah.
This has stir fried already and has garlic in it. So this is a prepared kind of dish. But cabbage.
It looks good. It
does
on the cover.
Yeah. So they don't say exactly what's in here. If they put too much stuff in there, they would ruin it, I think. But if it's just like very little bit of oil or something, and some salt, I don't know, that'd be pretty good. So I like this idea. Just any way to get those greens, cruciferous vegetables in a convenient way. I'm all for that all the time. Number 4, chickenless rice cauliflower stir fry. This is what I asked the other day, Doug, if it's what you ate,
Right.
but it was not. But so I guess they are still, yeah, this is rice cauliflower, but they've added to it their chickenless product. I've had their chickenless something. I forget what it was. Buffalo chickenless something or something. It was the one where I dropped the sauce packet into the cast iron
Oh
skillet
yeah.
that I heated up.
Yeah.
Totally
and then
ruined
and then you threw away your cast iron skillet. Did you ever go back and reseason it?
No,
Or
yeah,
no?
I did a serious cleaning effort on it. I had been
Okay.
That's right. I'd been all focused on seasoning it, and then I did that, and then the plastic stuck to it.
You were ready to give up. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they use textured pea protein in here, which I've expressed concerns about. I don't like that, but now and then, a little treat like this might be okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, mahi burgers. That's not going to be really of interest to anyone here. Bulgur pilaf with butternut squash and feta. Unfortunately, that won't work either because you can't just hold the feta very easily. Quinoa cowboy veggie burgers, though, we could do that. These look like your grandma's veggie burgers. These are these show all the vegetables in them. Although they do have a nice layer of frying around them, it appears. So who knows how healthy they are. Oh, here, we do. 8 grams of fat, 4 grams of fiber, and just 13% of the daily value of sodium. 5 grams of protein, so not that much. But if you think of it not as a protein thing, just a veggie source, then it's not bad.
Hey, we have an insider, a Trader Joe's insider in the video right now.
Oh, okay.
Katie.
Well, what does that mean? Oh, she works there. Okay.
Katie works there. Vegetarian. Oh, these are vegetarian, not vegan. These veggie burgers. That's good to know.
Oh, that is good to know.
Quinoa. I want to know, Katie, if there are what your go-tos are. What your go-to vegan Trader Joe's pre-made anything are.
Yeah, that's actually a great question because there is a ton of choices there, and I suffer from a little bit from overwhelm there because I see all these different things, dumplings and I can't think of what else, but a bunch of frozen meals, and it just is so many that I think they're probably not all going to be good, and I don't know how to start testing them. Okay, she's watching from her treadmill, so she may not be able to respond as quickly as we'd like. While you're at it, though, Katie, if you have a few extra seconds to respond, I'm curious, how do they make the wine so cheap? How do they get these Italian and Spanish wines, and they're $5 instead of 20 or 30 or 15 instead of 60? My theory, which I've seen online, is that it's the seconds from other winemakers or their excess, and they just relabel it, call it Trader Joe's, they make up a label name actually. So anyway, Katie, when you get a second from your workout, please let us know that. I'd love to know more about that.
It's putting a lot of pressure on her to know the ins and outs of the business.
I know. She's gonna be sorry that she.
I was just asking for what she goes for when she walks down the aisle.
I know, but I was just thinking I need to get back to Trader Joe's because when I do, it slashes my wine budget for the month. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like I spend a quarter or less of the money on wine because they're all good. They're different styles you can't always find, and they're so cheap. So I need to make a Trader Joe's run, and when I do, I'm going to actually get some food there too. That seems like a good idea, but I don't know what. Finally, last one up here, pasta bolognese. It's vegan. It says it right at the top. This I'm pretty excited about. Just because I don't want to make the effort to make a bolognese sauce with ground beef in it. It's too much effort to make something like that and then have it not be really perfect. But to get it frozen, it's okay that it's not perfect. It's be good. So I'd try this despite textured wheat protein. Why does it texture it? Can't they just put the wheat protein in there and just crumble it or something? I don't know.
I don't know either. But it also has mushrooms and your fave red lentil pasta.
Yeah. No, but
not your fave. Not your fave.
And then, so see then, well, if you think the wheat protein's healthy, then you're okay. Because then you got a healthy pasta meal here with your healthy red lentil pasta. Mm-hmm. If you think this textured wheat protein is unhealthy, then I'm thinking if I'm going to have an unhealthy thing, I want a full unhealthy thing. I don't want red lentil pasta with it. I'm indulging.
I mean,
so who's this product for? Katie, who did they make this product for?
I would eat that.
Wouldn't you rather have it be white noodles?
I mean, maybe, depending on how well they cooked up in the microwave.
Exactly. Katie, who is this product for?
Yeah. While you're at it, Katie, if you could give us the Q1 report.
She's not responding, so maybe Katie can get in our Discord.
she's like, I just said I worked there, guys.
All right. Good. Well, I think that's it. This is a weird show. A little bouncing around today. Maybe my mental capacities are starting to suffer. Maybe today will be, or tomorrow will be better. Maybe not though. I don't know. I feel like I'm better today actually. I did till this. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow will be the last day for me. Friday, I'll be back on track, eating some food, back to my normal sharpness. I hope.
What's your first
Anything else?
meal gonna be?
They tell you to like transition slowly back in on day 6, and it's like you can spend almost the whole day transitioning and not really having good food again. So I don't really listen to that very much. Usually we make like some kind of soup thing to have around lunchtime. But the first thing I'm gonna have is coffee because that is again will be allowed, and I just miss that. I like having that in the mornings.
Yeah,
I know it's a hot take. I like having coffee in the mornings, but I do. All right, Katie has responded. Not super sure about the wine thing. Also, my favorite go-to meals depend on my health goals right now doing the starch solution.
Yeah.
So non-committal.
Non-committal.
She won't say which item to get. But that's okay. You can tell us later, Katie, or next time, or in Discord, or whatever. If you ever decide to watch a show again. And I apologize for today, what we did to you during your workout.
For ruining your workout.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Doug, before we sign off today?
No. I think I am good. Head over to Discord. Hang out with us. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, one more question on Instagram.
Yep. Suzanne,
what is your fasting thing called?
Suzanne Rosenkind. It's called Prolon, Prolon. And I must tell you, before you buy it, it does contain honey in the bars, which I've said a couple times on here now. But I always feel like I need to say it because I don't want someone to go order it and then get mad at me. But just a trade-off. I wish they made it without honey, but can't find that. So that's what I'm living with. Okay, Katie has given us some specifics, but she's abstaining from higher fat, oily products. She loves the vegan tikka masala, pad thai, and lentil soup. There we go. Perfect. 3 good recommendations.
Hold on, let me look up that tikka masala.
Okay.
Yes. This is my favorite one. This is what I always get in stock up one. Yes.
What is it? Like what tikka masala? It's not chicken, obviously.
No, it's I don't know, some sort of textured protein, I'm sure.
Oh, but it is a chickenless sort of thing. It's not.
Yeah. There's some sort of like little meat in there.
Okay.
And it's small. It's never enough for me. I always have to have like a piece of bread or something with it. And there's no greens or anything like that. But or you throw it over a bed of spinach. But man, that sauce is so good. That sauce is so good.
And we know you love lentil soup. You've called it the best food in the world, I think, at some point.
I have.
Because it's
not the best tasting food, but the food that
most functional utilitarian food on the planet.
Yeah.
And then pad thai. Who doesn't love pad thai?
Right.
I mean, really, who doesn't love pad thai? I think everyone does if they've tried it.
Yep.
And that one takes some work to make. So if you can get that and not pay $18 for it from a takeout restaurant, it's pretty good.
Where do you get vegan pad thai at a takeout restaurant? It always has egg, right?
You just ask for it without egg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You also should specify fish sauce. Make sure they're not using fish sauce in there too. But yeah, it's easy to get that.
Oh, well, there you go. You live, you learn. I haven't had pad thai from takeout in a really long time.
Okay. Well, Vegan for Everybody, that book from American Test Kitchen, they've got a great pad thai recipe in there.
I think Oshi does it as a.
Oshi does it. Oshi blows or Issa does it? Which one?
Issa does it. I think Issa does it. Has a. Oh, that's pretty funny. I think Issa does it. Has a pad thai. That's good.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I don't remember how it is, but I do remember seeing that. Good book, by the way. Issa does it.
Yeah, no, she goes. That's good too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's enough. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, my favorite day, and should be fun. So we will talk to you all then.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.